So I've been on TRT for a long time, like a really, really long time. And I've been pinning or injecting testosterone, cypionate, as prescribed by my doctor to address my long since diagnosed hypogonadism weekly, twice a week actually. And it appears fairly evident that I will forever avoid actually giving myself a shot. Like every time is just a nuisance to me. I'm grateful to have a treatment for the condition that I have. It's not my favorite to stick a needle in my leg every single week, twice. So I think I'm like 2 days behind, which is fairly normal for me. It just happens. My prescription is for 140, and I usually wind up taking about probably 130, I'd say. So I'm going to bring you guys along for my delayed late TRT shot. We're going to hang out. So if you're interested in watching me pin and seeing my process, you found the right video. Here we go. So it's pharma grade testosterone, my Band-Aid. I also have an insulin syringe. It is a 1 ml insulin syringe, 25 gauge, 5/8 of an inch. The higher the gauge, the smaller the needle. And a lot of people think you can't pin with 5/8 of an inch needle. There's this misnomer, I think, that you have to have like an inch or an inch and a half long needle. That shit stresses me out hard. Like, I'm not about it. I don't want to do it. I find it just makes me too anxious to even get into the process. Plus, I've had blood work enough times to know this little guy right here is definitely long enough to make sure I'm getting the testosterone into my muscle belly of my leg. Now, I wonder if part of that reason is because I'm fairly lean and my legs are fairly lean. So this isn't medical advice or anything. This is just my process. When I draw up my testosterone, I do so with this needle right here. This is an 18 gauge, 1.5 inch needle, something I would never pin myself with, but it makes for an easy experience just drawing out the testosterone. I also have this big old bottle of isopropyl alcohol just for sanitizing processes and reasons. And I did not grab a paper towel. Here, I can just use, let's use my coffee. My coffee soaker. Also, shout out to everyone who enjoys coffee and who loves their dogs. Take my paper towel, soak it with some alcohol, and I'm going to clean that. I gotta take off my pants. I've been pinning on my leg right here. This is the magic spot for me as of late. So I wipe that down. I'm well aware that a lot of guys think I should be doing it in like this part of my glute. I like the outer quadrant of my legs. I'm a sucker for ritual and habit. It's where I do it. So maybe someday I'll advance past that. Next, I'm going to remove the insulin needle here. Take the lower gauge, which again means the bigger needle here. And I will go ahead and stick it in. Ooh, I'm running low. Draw it. There we go. About there, looks good. I'm going to replace the needle now. So now I've got my insulin syringe back on. Occasionally I get a bleeder. Maybe you guys will get lucky and you get to see one. I'm working with 2 cameras, so I may tremble just a little bit. But let's see. This is perhaps not my finest moment, but we'll see. Gonna clear the air bubbles out of this bad boy until I see a little come out of the top. There we go. Okay. Ugh, I can tell that I'm a little trembly. Crap. I have my coffee. I've never done this. I've never actually held 2 cameras at once. All right, it's in. I'm going to attempt to pull back a little bit, just to make sure it didn't hit a blood vessel. We're good. And now we just push it in. I've never done this one-handed before. Slightly proud of myself. Let's go. I usually wait 5 seconds after I finish plunging. Pull. Yeah, right as rain. No biggie. It's always worse in my head than it actually winds up being. So, cool. There you go, guys. That was my TRT injection. A couple days behind, but that's okay. And if you guys have any issues with mood, with energy, motivation, any symptom profile that sort of mimics or resembles depression or apathy or hopelessness, it's no guarantee that you have low testosterone, but it's something I think every guy should check. I'm an advocate for self-discovery and for controlling the things that we can. So if you are wondering about these things, check the first link in the description. You can use a link in the discount code NOAH20. Get the information. There's no guarantee that you will have an issue with low T, but it is a widely underdiagnosed and missed marker that I think everyone should look into, particularly, right, if you've struggled with low energy, low sex drive, if you've had any erectile dysfunction like I once did, check it out. A lot of symptoms of low T and bioavailable free T mimic, like I said, mood disorders. And if you're gonna potentially start like a psychiatric medication, if you and your doctor are even browsing that option, I think it's worthwhile to pause and to find out if there's something hormonally going on with you. Along with that, I might check my thyroid if I were you and your E2 and stuff. But not advice, just my opinion. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video. That was a successful one-handed shot. I don't know that I've ever done that, so that was cool. If this was enough to just do videos once in a while, hell, even once a week, if you're like, I don't care how many times we see you pin, it's a new day, new experience, I want to see it, put that in the comments below. I would strongly, strongly consider doing more TRT videos if I thought that you guys would be entertained, amused, interested in just seeing me pin, because there's not much left for me to say at this time in my life. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, fellas.